Hey, good afternoon, folks. Chris Harris here. Another episode of Voices from the Stables, presented to you by Buck Sweep Sports Podcast. On today's episode, we're gonna do a brief recap of Friday's win over Red Springs and bring you the preview of the big matchup we got coming. Sanford County rivalry versus Midway this Friday, senior night. So, if you haven't done so already, please follow us on, subscribe to our page on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, like the video, share the video, continue to spread the word. Really appreciate all the support the pages receive, and I'll make sure I post all the links in the description below. Like I said, today, for a brief recap, Red Springs came to Dark Horse Stadium Friday night, a game which Clint pretty much dominated from start to finish, commanding lead 56-0 before Red Springs finally scored a couple of garbage time touchdowns on us. But I mean, not really too much to really go over. I mean, just another really good performance by the team. You really got to appreciate the not playing down to the opponents. A lot of energy, high energy game. A lot of young guys did a good job when they came in. Just like I said, just pretty much, pretty cut and dry. Total domination by Clinton, and that's what you expected to see. You don't want to see us play down to the level of competition. Would have really loved to see that shutout, but I mean, technically, first team defense shut them out 56-0 before subs came in. And interesting stat I saw this week, Coach Hunt had posted something about it, that in our 7 games, starting defense has only allowed points in 2 of them. I believe it was the Wallace game. So I mean, starting defense has been pretty much lights out. Offense played another great game. Just good overall performance overall by Clint Dark Horses, and that's what you want to see at this time of the season, especially against a opponent like that. So now Clint stands at 7-0, 2-0 in the conference. My Buck Sweet Sports player of the game last week, like I said, I'm trying to spread the love. I can easily pick the same guys every week. The same guys really, guys like Josiah, they're always going to put up numbers, but some defense forced a lot of turnovers Friday, and my 2 Buck Sweet Sports co-players of the game, I chose Jaden Williams, linebacker, and linebacker Dustin Williams, and both of them contributed heavily to that defensive performance. Jaden had a couple tackles, had an interception, and a fumble recovery. Dustin actually forced a fumble, had 4 tackles, and a sack. So those were my 2 players of the game. So congratulations to those 2 young men. My trench warrior of the week, sophomore, made his first varsity start. At a very, really tough position. He plays center, and that center quarterback is changing. The shotgun is so important to, as far as the rhythm of the play goes. And I mean, for his first start, I think he did a great job. So my trench warrior of the week was Devin Gardner, sophomore, plays center, plays offensive guard. Definitely looking forward to seeing more great things out of him this year and moving forward. But yeah, that's pretty much my recap of the Red Springs game. Just, I mean, like I said, it's really not too much to discuss. To basically total domination by Clinton. Transitioning into Friday, big time game Friday. Both teams coming in undefeated in conference play. Basically, I mean, whoever wins this game kind of in the driver's seat. Always fun when Midway comes to town. That's something we really want to talk about. Over the past couple of years, I know a lot of people have been kind of pegging this as a rivalry game. And, for us old school guys, when we think about rivalries in football as far as Clinton goes, it was always preached to me, Wallace, East Dukeland, James Keenan and East Bladen. Those were the games. Those were the rivalries as far as football goes with Clinton. And I noticed over the past decade or so, newer generation, ever since Midway moved up to 2A and joined, conferences with Clinton, I noticed that, that it's kind of been ramping up, been pegged as more as a rivalry game now. And I guess my question I want to pose to everyone, can it really be a rivalry when one team always wins? And we're talking about football now. Since their first meeting in 2013, first official meeting. Now we scrimmaged in jamborees and stuff over the years, but for the first time in 2013, as members of the 4-county conference, Clinton Midway finally started to play, regularly, and that moved on to our little time in the ECC, and even now in the SAC 6, we continue to be, conference foes with Midway. Since that 2013 matchup, Clem's won all 10-0. And I want to say the closest game was that first matchup. It was a 21-18 win by Clinton in Spivey's corner in 2013. So, like I said, that's just one of my questions. And I've heard it throughout the week. A lot of Clinton guys are like, yeah, this is not a rivalry. I don't know who even started that. But, I feel like just, this newer generations, us, we never played Midway in a official, matchup in football. It was always jamboree. So, it really never was pegged as a rivalry game like that. I mean, a little Safety County bragging rights or whatever in the jamboree. But, now actual official regular season games, like I said, Clinton's 10-0. Majority of these games have been, blowouts. I want to say out of 10 matchups, maybe 4 or 5 of them, Clem's held Midway to has a lot of more shutouts. Some of them were even, like I said, the closest we've got 21-13, 2013. I want to say 2019, maybe it was like a 9-point game, but one of those scores came in garbage time. So, I mean, it's been pretty much domination by Clinton since, the matchups have started. But, just reading other places, I want to say recently, a week or two ago, East Columbus beat South Columbus for the first time. I want to say they said the first time ever. And I mean, that was still pegged as a rivalry. I mean, probably wasn't, the biggest rivalry, but still rivalry nonetheless. Think about Southwest Onslow and Richlands. He said Southwest won like something like 30, 31 straight games before Richlands finally had beat them the last 2 years. So, I mean, I guess technically, I mean, it could be a rivalry game when one team wins all the time. But I just want to see where you guys' heads at and how you guys feel about it. And I mean, please feel free. Let me know in the comments. Shoot me some messages. Let me know exactly why this is or isn't considered a rivalry. But just a couple notes on Midway. Go ahead and get started on them. Coached by Kyle Stevens. I believe this is his second season. Last season, they finished 7-5, 4-2 in conference. Last year's matchup against Clinton, 40-14 win for Clinton. But that's a couple notes about him. Some players to watch. Trip Westbrook, quarterback, number 11, senior, comes into the game. Some impressive numbers. 1,567 yards passing, 17 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Had really good command of the offense, good arm, move around a little bit. I said solid quarterback. And Midway's been blessed the last couple of years with some really, really good quarterback play. Another guy to watch out for, number 9, Cody Ammons, running back. Comes into the game, 896 yards rushing, 16 touchdowns. Watched a little bit of film on Midway. The kid runs really hard. Kind of reminds me a lot of our Josiah Robinson. Shorter running back, small center gravity, but I mean, just runs really hard. Always fighting to get those extra yards. So somebody else to watch out for. Trip Westbrook's 2 main receivers, Number 3, Andre Gregory comes into the game, 692 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. And number 5, Kamari McNeil, wide receiver, 477 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns. So just definitely 2 guys that Clinton's going to want to be aware of where they're lined up at. They seem like they're pretty much just 2 go-to guys as far as that passing game goes. But that's just a little bit about Midway. Coming to the game, averaging 46 points per game, and that's really their strength. Their strength is their offense. Their offense is, it's an efficient offense. Pretty balanced. Like I said, quarterback's he's a good athlete. Smart kid, has really good command of that offense. Throws a good ball. So that's just like I said, their offense is their strength. This is where the weakness comes in their defense. Defense giving up 32 points per game, and like I said, I get the reasoning. The scheme where you're basically you're just trying to outscore people. Your offense is your best defense technically. You just want to, if we score 50, I mean, it's how we just gotta hope and pray that our defense gets 1 or 2 stops and we continue to score. And that theory's fine and dandy as far as when you're going against I guess weaker opponents, but when you run into a team with a strong offense and strong defense and some athletes, that's where Midway really kind of comes up short. Looking at some of their games, the one game they lost, James Keenan, he scored 58. Great. Most of the time, you score 58 points in a football game, you're going to win. Problem is, gave up 80 points. Like that's just not going to get it done. I mean, especially in our area. I mean, you gotta be able to, you gotta be physical. You gotta have some type of defense. You gotta be able to stop the run. James Keenan running a single wing offense, scored 80 points on you. That's not a good look. So just gonna run down their schedule real quick. Beat first week against Hopton 46-36. Of course, that loss to James Keenan 80-58. Beat North Johnston 40-36. Went over Lakewood 32-26. Went over Goldsboro 47-0. And had a win over Fairmont, start conference playout 50-22. And a win last week over West Bladen 51-24. But like I said, just one thing that kind of really stands out to me. And Midway, I feel, kind of suffers from the same problems as one of their, close neighbors, rival, Hopton, who's been in the news a lot lately. Like I said, that offense, it's all fine and dandy. You're scoring points, but just that lack of defense, that lack of physicality, just it's going to catch up to you eventually, especially when you're playing better teams. And that's where I feel like why Clinton's going to win this game Friday, and why I really still kind of feel like I feel like Midway's closed the gap on St. Paul's, but I'm still kind of looking at that game like it could go either way. I'm still leaning towards St. Paul's, but I just don't feel like Midway has the defense to really break into that top 2 in the conference. He said the offense is special, man. The quarterback does a great job. He's putting up numbers. I just feel like they're just really coming up short on that defensive side of the ball, man. And I feel like in my basketball fans out there, remember Mike D'Antoni's like Phoenix Suns teams, they always had like really, really good, really great offense, just zero defense. I mean, like I said, scoring points is fine. Like I said, you score 58 points in the game, most of the time you're winning that football game, but you're giving up 80. We talked about Hopton last week. Hopton scored 83 points. Gave up 106. Like, I mean, that's just like you gotta be able to play some type of defense, man. And I feel like if Midway ever gets to that point and continues to keep up this offensive efficiency, I mean, they can really be a serious team. But just until then, I just don't see it happening. Like I said, I won't put it past them, competing with St. Paul's and possibly being St. Paul's. But as far as this game against Clinton goes Friday, I just feel like it's going to be, different game, same story. I feel possibly they could score some points on us, but I just don't feel like defensively they're going to be able to stop us consistently to the point where, they're going to be able to, win that game. So I would look for, Midway to possibly try to steal some possessions. Onside kicks, I've seen that seen them do that on film a lot. So those just kind of some things that Clinton will have to be aware of as far as special teams goes, because you're not going to beat us straight. I don't see them beating us or being able to compete with us straight up. That kind of brings me to some of my keys to the game. Like I said, the positives with Midway, man, they're balancing on offense. They can put up points. QB solid, has experience. Running back is a stud. He runs hard. Just the negatives, man, that defense. That defense is going to be what really does them in. And if I had to put out a score prediction right now, I would say I would feel like it'll be like a 56-14 type game. If that, I feel like our front seven could definitely give them some problems. The quarterback's not going to be, he's not going to be able to just sit in that pocket with this front seven coming at him. And like I said, if you want to pick out what would be a weak spot on their defense or something that you would like to see improve, it would be, pass coverage, corner play. And they're going to get tested Friday, and we're going to really get to see how much they've improved over the season. But like I said, when you got a front seven like ours and a pass rush like ours, you got guys like Amaris Williams and Josiah Dwyer coming at you, it's going to speed the quarterback up and hopefully lead to a couple of mistakes, turnovers for Clinton. But that's how I see the game going on Friday. I really, senior night, I expect the guys to come out fired up. Seniors, your last regular season home game, so I really expecting Clinton to have a really good performance and really show exactly why. Is it a rivalry? We'll see. That's basically pretty much all I got on Midway. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game. Like I said, I expect a great show on senior night. Guys, come out and support these seniors. If you can't make it to the game Friday night, I always say the next best place to be, man, check out Jonathan Griffin, Coach Jeff Sauble, bring the game on Mixler. Download that Mixler app to all your devices. Follow Otis 1170. If you have NFHS network, like I think it's like $13 a month. Watch any high school sport. As long as they got those cameras all over the country, just type the names in. For Clinton, our radio guys, they sync the video to their audio, so it's like I said, basically like you're watching a game. You're watching your favorite game on team play on Saturday or Sunday. Got the video, got the audio right there, so it's definitely a good investment. Also, I noticed this week, high school OT been showing us a lot of love lately. They'll be broadcasting the game live as well, and all that starts at 7:00. So just a lot of options if you can't make it to the game, but definitely try to make it out to the game, support the team, support these seniors playing their last regular season home game. I want to kind of a little segue into one of the things I've been seeing a lot online lately is I see a lot of people are kind of concerned about the RPI rankings, the seedings, and just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Right now, Clinton's actually, and I understand you see all these polls and ranks, media rankings, it has Clinton number 1 in the East or number 2 overall in 2A. And currently right now, with the RPI playoff projections and stuff, Clinton would actually, if the playoffs start today, be a 3 seed. And I know people who kind of really don't understand it or 3 seed. I mean, we've been number 1 all season, dominating everybody. How in the world would we end up, not being the number 1 team in the East? Let's say with off the RPI rankings, strength of schedule, stuff like that. So currently, right now, East Duplin and Northeastern are ranked higher than us. Actually, last week, before Nash Central lost to Northern Nash, they were ranked ahead of us. So we were actually number 4. So that's kind of like where we stand right now. Like I said, I know it's kind of confusing if you don't really understand it, but like I said, I would kind of caution fans, like, man, just don't worry too. Stop freaking out about it. Don't worry too much about it. This is my reasoning is I feel like if you're good enough, you're going to be there regardless. It doesn't matter if you're ranked number 1. Doesn't matter if you're seated, 15th, 20th, whatever. You got to win 5 games to make the state. Period. You got to win 5 games to make the state. If, like I say, if you're good enough, you're going to be there. I understand how convenient and the advantage that having home field advantage means to a team, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. Clinton's last 2 trips to state championship game. 2014, we were 7th seed. After the second round, we had to go to Eastern Randolph, had to go to Eden and Holmes, and ultimately had to travel to Jacksonville to play Southwest Onslow in the Eastern Championship game. I mean, if you're good enough, you're gonna get there. My senior year, we were a 10 seed. Played every single game on the road. Green Central, East Duplin, Bunn, Northside Jacksonville. All on the road, and we made the state. Having that number 1 seed, having that home field advantage doesn't mean, doesn't guarantee you anything. Like I said, I understand the advantages that it offers, the convenience that it offers. But at the end of the day, teams got to play. That one next to your name doesn't guarantee you anything. You still got to come out there and play. I want to say the last time we were in 1 seed, 2016, what happened? So like I said, if having a home field advantage doesn't mean anything. That's it. Like I said, it means something, but it doesn't guarantee anything. So, like I said, I see a lot of if you're one of the people that read stuff on NC Preps or any of these forums, see a lot of Clinton folk, up in arms about some RPI ranking. I'm telling you guys, just relax, don't worry about it. Like I said, the team's good enough, and I believe from based off what I've seen, this team is good enough. Playing 1 or 2 road playoff games shouldn't matter. And honestly, to me, I kind of embrace the challenge. I would love to go into back to East Duplin and beat them on their home field. I would love to go up to Elizabeth City and beat Northeastern on their home field. If you think about it, man, those 2 teams have kind of been a thorn in our side. The last, I want to say last several years, we lost, playoff games to Northeastern in 2017 and the Eastern Championship game in 2019. Lost to East Duplin and Beautiful the last 2 years. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to get that back, And I mean, like someone else had talked about, man, it's even sweeter when you do it on their home field. Sending a team home on their home field, I feel like that's a lot more satisfying than beating them at your place. So I mean, maybe it's just me, but I would embrace the challenge if it came to that. Now, like I said, still a lot of football to be played. East Duplin has a big game against Wallace next week. Of course, if you want to get ranked higher, I guess most Clinton folks would be rooting for Wallace in that game. But I mean, I feel like that's a game that can go either way. Of course, if Wallace beats East Duplin, of course, Clinton will move up to 2. I don't see Northeastern looking at their schedule. I don't see them losing another regular season game. I mean, of course, anything can happen, but I don't see them losing. So either way, I feel like they'll finish out being number 1 if East Duplin were to fall, with Clinton being number 2. Of course, we run the tables. But like I said, it's still a lot of football to be playing. You don't know what type of swing these projections would make, but that's just as it stands right now. And like I said, I just wouldn't, if I'm a Clinton fan, I wouldn't worry too much about it, man. Like I said, if you're good enough, you're gonna get there. But like I said, it's crazy. I don't know if anybody reads the forums, man, but a lot of a lot of funny stuff up there, man. I don't think I've ever seen a group of individuals so like it's a group of people up there just waiting. Just waiting like hiding in the bushes, peeking out, waiting for us to slip up. And I just find it hilarious, man. Like I never disliked a team, especially a high school team, that much. Like I'm sitting around waiting for them to lose. I mean, it's just a lot of misinformation, a lot of speculation, frankly, a lot of BS, a lot of toxic. I don't really post up there too much anymore, but it's funny to read sometimes. The amount of hate that a school has. I mean, I was like, it's crazy. Uh, and credit all my guys from the '90s, man. For all my Clinton football guys from the '90s. Y'all did some damage, man. Y'all did some damage to some people's mentals, and here we are 20 plus years later, and we're still, we're seeing the fruits of that now, man. And I don't know what to tell these folks, man. Seek therapy, man. Mental health is really, really, really important. Because I ain't never seen people. I mean, upset about a nickname, really. But I'm not gonna harp on it too much. But yeah, that's just something funny I was thinking about. But yeah, like I said, a lot of football still be played. Really, really enjoying doing these weekly podcasts, man. Any suggestions or things you guys want to hear me talk about? I was thinking about starting up like a kind of like a Wednesday, like a mailbag or something. You guys can post questions. I'll answer them up here on the shows, or just any topics you guys want to talk about. Always open to discussions. Like I said, man, I really appreciate the support that the podcast and the page has been receiving. And I really enjoy seeing the families, the parents and stuff. They see us post something about a player that be their son or anything, and they share and stuff. I see the family members commenting and sharing. And that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. These kids work hard, these coaches work hard, and they deserve every single bit of recognition, man. These guys have been putting in work since early mornings, all throughout the off season, all throughout the winter, and really starting to see the fruits of their labor now. And that's why I was telling guys, like, yeah, don't freak out about seedings and playoff rankings and this, that, and the third, man. Just enjoy what you're seeing on the field right now, because this is a fun group to watch. I'm really enjoying watching this group. And I mean, the football season's going by too fast. We're already past the halfway point here in the season, and to me, man, it's going by way too fast. I'm having a lot of fun watching these guys. This is a great group of kids. That's why I say go out there and support those seniors at Friday night. Great group of seniors. It's a fun team to watch, man. I'm enjoying myself watching, and just looking forward to seeing more. But yeah, I mean, this is all about the team. Just make sure these guys get the recognition and the attention that these guys deserve. They deserve it, and I really appreciate providing you guys with content. And like I said, all my former players, man, if you guys ever want to hop on a show, hit me up. Post anything you want to talk about on the page, old pictures, videos, whatever you got. Just like I said, this is all about just uplifting these kids, uplifting these coaches, uplifting the program, uplifting the hometown. Because I mean, all the negative stuff that we got going on in this world, I mean, it's good to just really embrace the positive. And I mean, just coming from Clinton, this has always been something that near and dear to my heart, man. It's like I said, I love to see these kids, doing what. I mean, congratulations on the guys that got offers. Post them on the page. Don't want to miss anybody. Don't want to start naming names. I want to miss anybody, but that's the type of stuff I love seeing, man. These guys are, everyone's not gonna go on and make it to the NFL, but man, if you can use football and help you get to the next level, get that education, go on and do something positive with your life. That's what it's all about, and that's what I really love seeing. Young people from my hometown do well. Because it's like I said, it's so much negativity going on in this world today that you just really got to embrace the positive, man. Embrace the good stuff that's going on, and push that to the forefront. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of news. So much negativity, so much bad, and not enough attention on the good stuff going on. Yeah, but like I said, I really appreciate the support the page has received. Please continue to like, share the videos, um, subscribe to the YouTube page, follow us on Facebook. All the links and stuff will be posted below. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys joining me today. It's again, another episode of Voice from the Stables, and appreciate you guys listening. Go Dark Horses.